A lot is happening to some people you wouldn't know. If they did not tell you their story, you will not know that things is happening in this world. This is a true life story of what have been happening to this woman. This woman lost her biological mother when she went to the market to get things for her brother. She died. That was when life started happening to her. She left the house. She went to meet a guy that got her pregnant but denied the pregnancy. How she later got married and her husband was molesting her 10 years old. Like, you might even cry watching this video. A lot happened to some people, but you will not understand. You will not know if they open their mouth to tell you what is happening to them. You will think that life has been unfair to you until you hear some people speak, until you hear them talk. You'll be like, God, what is happening? A lot. Like, guys, woman literally narrated everything from A to Z to Pastor Fumi Lazarus. Like, guys, watch this video to the end, subscribe to this YouTube channel, give me a thumbs up, and comment in the comment section what is your thoughts. Like, some people do not deserve to have children. They do not deserve to get married. It is where.
Okay, all right. I am the fourth child in 7 children, and happens to be the only girl. And I was loved and pampered. And on this very day, my mom wanted to go to the market to get provisions for my elder brother, actually our first son, who was to return back to school. And on that morning, she prepared. It was on a Sunday, and we were about to go to church. And I was like, Mommy, I need offering. And she said, next Sunday, I will give you an offering. So she left for that market, and she never came back because the vehicle she entered got an accident, and she died. Instantly, she died. She died in that accident.
Where did this happen?
It happened in Georgetown. And anyone that was in Jos in 1992, May 31st, will remember that accident. They call that the name of the bus, just like we call El-Rufai here. The name of the bus was Ashara bus. Nobody in Jos at that time that will not remember
Ashara
that.
bus.
Yes, Ashara bus. The bus conveys barrack people from the barrack to terminus and to Gatherville, to the town, to the city. So that was what happened.
Was she the only one that died in the bus?
No. So many people died because it was on a Sunday. So there were people that worshipped in the town. So we had father, mother, children dying on that bus. And my mom was with her friend, but got so kind. Her friend didn't die. And she was the one that actually related what my mom was saying to my elder brother. Was like, take care of my children, especially her twins that were just 5 years plus, our last born. So she was like, take care of my children. Please don't make them suffer whatsoever that transpired to you in this life. Make sure you take care of those twins.
So it went from preparing for Sunday service, where she was just to get to the market quickly, get something for her son, to never return.
She never returned.
And they came to break this news.
In fact, nobody even broke the news to us. What happened was that there was heavy rain that Sunday, and 2 women that were going for their tribal meeting branched to our house because of the rain. And they were like, where is Mama Div? Because that's what they call her. So we said, and she went to terminus, and the 2 of them just looked at themselves and they said, where is our dad? And we said, our dad is inside the room because he just came back from night duty, and they said they want to see him. And they said, did Mama Div went to terminus? They said yes. So they excused all of us, and probably that was when they told him that Ashara has gotten an accident and so many people had died. So that was when my dad and our first son went. So it was when they came back, long after everything, that we had the story that my dad had to know my mom's dead body through her toes, because the dead bodies were heaped on a truck. So it was through my mom's toes that my dad had to know that my mom was in that accident. So it was a lot for us. I was just 13 plus and in JSS2, going to JSS3 then. So it was a lot for us. My eldest son was just 20, and he was also in secondary school. And my mom's last babies, the twins, 2 boys, were just 5 years going to 6 years. So it was a lot for us.
A son that she was going to get things for, hope he was able to forgive himself.
I must confess that till now, he still hold that against himself. He still held that against himself.
It wasn't his fault. So when the time of a man has come, the time has come. Now, from that day, what happened afterwards?
So after that, we kept on going to school until a time that I didn't know what happened to me. I just left home. Honestly, I can't place it. I left home, and on that very night, the first day I left home, I entered into vehicle and I wandered, towards that is just sitting.
That's after that event.
Yes, after that event. And that night, I was like, okay, the best place for me to get protection was at the police station.
Why did you leave the house?
I don't know. I can't
That's
tell.
after they broke to you that your mom died.
Yes, after we've gone for the burial and we're back. After we buried my mom and we're back.
She died at what age?
My mom died at 36, very young. Yes, she died at 36. She died at 36. So I left home, and you know, when I left, they were looking for me, not knowing that I was around Bukuru. Good, that's the name. I was trying to get the name. I was around Bukuru. So, and I was like, okay, let me go to the police station and sleep. And I got there, and they asked me, where are you coming from? I just said some things. I can't even place it, but I knew that at night, a policeman came to me and was like, you can't sleep here, the cold.
At the station?
Yes, at the station. And there was cold indeed. And he said, let me help you. So he took me to the house, and I found that his house, I found out that he was alone. And I became scared. And as we were sleeping, he tried to sleep with me. He tried to rape me. That's the word. So I struggled. He was bigger than me because I was very tiny. I was very small. So I was screaming, and it was a compound. I was screaming and screaming, and probably he was afraid that people would come, and he left me. And very early in the morning, he was like, get out from the house. I left, and I kept on wandering until one of my teachers saw me and took me, and I stayed in his house for some days. Finally, he took me back to my parents.
You never met that police officer again?
No, I never met him. I never met him again. I never met him.
So from that moment?
My dad had to retire because he was a combatant. Yes. He had to retire to take care of his children. So we had to go back to my village in Kogi State. So we went back to the village, and I started school. Everything was going on fine for me until we visited my auntie, my only surviving auntie at a village called Pada.
Why is she the only surviving auntie?
She was the only person. She was, because every other person had died, my mother's siblings.
Then something might be deep there.
Yes, every other person had died. She was the only surviving auntie.
And they were dying around what age?
I can't really tell because we're not in the village. We're not in the village, but I knew that they were not old.
This auntie, she's still alive?
Yes, she's still alive.
Awesome.
Yes,
she's born again Christian?
No, she's not. I don't. I know she goes to church. I know she goes to church. Yes.
So you went to visit her?
Yes. So we went to visit her, and that was where I met this guy that went to Polytechnic in Barkinladi.
How old were you then?
I was 17.
17.
Yes, I was 17. So I met with that guy, and we started talking.
Yeah.
And I got to like him because I felt that he was coming from where I'm coming. So on this day, he invited me to his room, and I won't say he forced me. He slept with me, and that was...
You slept with each other?
Yes. So that was the first day I will actually have sex. That was the first day. So I don't even know.
You were both in love?
Yes. I developed a likeness for him. I wouldn't say I understood what was really falling in love, but I developed a likeness for him. So after that, I left the house, and the mom was watching me. She watched the blood, and that his mom seeing me that night was what will save me in years to come.
Hey.
When I told him that I was pregnant, and he denied the pregnancy, and his mom was like, you can't deny this pregnancy. I saw Patience the day she left. I saw her the day she left, and she had blood. So you are the one that is virgin to this girl. So you can't deny this pregnancy.
How old was he then?
I can't really place. But
was he much older than you?
Yes, he was older than me, but not. But I know that he will be more than 20 then.
You were like 21?
Yes, he'll be more than 20.
So you were both young?
Yes, we were both very, very young.
Were you in school then?
Yes, I was in SS2 and already the head girl of my school.
My God.
The acting head girl
of the school.
Yes, sir. Already the acting head girl of my school.
You found out while you were in secondary school?
Yes, sir.
That you were pregnant?
That I was pregnant. And he denied the pregnancy. So it wasn't easy for me. The pregnancy wasn't easy. My dad was harsh because my dad wanted me to become a nurse so that I would take care of him at his old age. But that didn't happen, and it was pain. He was very pained. So the maltreatment started. He will ask me to fetch 2 drums of water in the house from a very deep well, and he will ask those twins, my brothers, to waste the water so that I will fetch it the next day. When my dad found out that I was pregnant, because I didn't know I was pregnant, maybe he saw my breast bulging or something, and he asked me, am I pregnant? I said, no, I'm not pregnant. How will I be pregnant? So he took me to a hospital where the tests were conducted, and the doctor told me that, come, you are pregnant. Are you in school? And I said, yes, I was in school, and I'm even the acting head girl of my school. And he said, come, I can abort this pregnancy for you.
Who said that?
The doctor. The doctor said that. He said, don't you want to continue your school? I said, no, I won't do that. I was afraid, not because I knew God, but because I didn't want to die. I've watched movies where girls go to do abortions and they die. Yes. So I didn't want to do. And he came back to my dad and told my dad that I was pregnant. And that was how we went back home. And my dad was not happy with me. He felt sad. and everything, the love, the pampering I
He
had
wept?
from him.
He wept.
Yes, he did. He did. Even myself, I wept when I knew that I was pregnant because I wanted to go to school. So that was
Did
what
the
happened.
pregnancy stop your schooling?
No, the pregnancy did not stop my school because when my dad didn't stop the maltreatment, I had to leave to my auntie's place where I had my child. And after having the child, I had to come back to my village. So when I got back to the village, I was like, Patience, I don't want to be like this ordinary village girl because there were so many of them. There were many of them that were pregnant, they had their children, and they stopped school and they were living the normal life.
So this is like the kind of situation you see in the village.
Yes, sir.
Young ladies, teenage pregnancy,
Yes,
and that's it. And
That's
before
it.
you know it, they are counting 2 children, 3 children, 4 children.
Exactly, sir.
You knew, even though you were pregnant and you were young, that you would never be anything like them.
Exactly. I knew that thing was in my mind, bulging all the time. That Patience,
That you
you
were
can't
going to go
remain
to
like
school.
this. Yes, and sir, I forgot something. While I was pregnant, I became like the talk of the town.
Yeah.
Probably because I didn't have anyone to stand for me. I was not having a mom.
Yeah.
So there was no one to stand for me. And I remember saying a word. I said it was like maybe from pain. I didn't even take cognizance of that until after some years I started praying again for my village. I said, for every laughter they have done for me because I'm pregnant and nobody to help me. Girls will get pregnant in this village in 13 years. Girls will get pregnant in this village in 14 years. And it happened. And when it started happening, I felt bad. And I started praying again that God, please.
You felt it was your curse that was responsible for that?
Yes.
Why didn't you think it's the societal culture?
I didn't even thought of that. I just felt that it was what
Do you still feel it was what you said now?
With what I know now, I don't feel that.
Because the guilt might be quite much for you to bear.
Yes. With what I know now, at least I've listened to Church Hut and so Gilead and so many messages. So with what I know now, I don't feel that. So I came back, and that's not so much. But my dad was like, he severed every relationship with me. So there was nobody to tell I want to go to school. How do I get the money to go back to school? So I devised a means. I went to the filling station in my village. I'll collect kerosene, collect fuel, sell. And that helped me, but that was not enough. I started frying gari. I'll go to the farm. I'll talk to the farm owner. Please, I need cassava. I don't have money. When I'm done, I'll pay. So they'll give me a little portion. I'll do that. And I didn't have the luxury of asking somebody to dig cassava for me. So I'll go to dig by myself. I'll pack for myself, and I'll peel for myself, and I'll grind and jack it.
Now, because I understand the process of cassava plantation, the cutting, the grinding, the pressing to demoisturize it. You were doing all this by yourself?
All by myself, sir.
To sell?
Yes, sir. All by myself.
What were you going to do with the money?
So that I'll go back to school. So that I'll pay my school fees and have to do other things and to take care of my daughter. Because we severed relationship. My dad had gotten married then. So it wasn't easy. The father denied the pregnancy, even though the mother stood by me.
Till date?
Yes. The mother is also late. The mother is late.
Did he ever at any point return to accept?
No, he never accepted. But the elder brother did accept.
Do you know him? Do you still know him?
Yes, I know him. He also lives in Abuja here.
Does he see his daughter?
Yes, he sees. Just yesterday, she went New Year Day, right? On 1st, she went there.
Has he accepted her now as his daughter?
Of course, yes, he has.
Do they look alike?
They do. Even though she looks more like my mom and myself.
Have you forgiven him?
Yes, I have. I have forgiven. I have.
What did it take you to forgive him?
Wow, it took me a lot. Because the first pregnancy didn't just stop there. When I couldn't go on with the maltreatment of my stepmom, after having that baby, I was working somewhere. I was paid 2,000 naira.
Yeah.
But I found out that it wasn't enough for I and my siblings, the younger ones, because the one in front of me were all in school, in boarding schools.
Yes.
So not in boarding school now, they were in universities because they've done.
Yeah.
Yes. So my stepmom, we had to cook 2 pots of food, one for I and my younger ones, and the other for she and my dad.
I suppose the richer one for sure.
Yes, sir. So I had this that same thing that pushed me to school was still coming back. Patience, you can't stay in this village. You have to look for something. So I had to come to Abuja. I came to Abuja 99, and I came to a family friend when we were in Jos. They were a family friend to us. His elder sister was married to a major, and she was my personal nurse who took care of me. So I had to go to his place. I was staying with him. But after some days, he started sleeping with me. He started molesting me.
Who is that?
That family friend that I came to Abuja to stay with. Yes. Because I ran away from home because I felt this maltreatment. Let me go. I am made for more. I'll have something better where I'm going to. So he started sleeping with me, and I had no choice. Because I didn't want to go back home.
You had no choice than to cooperate.
Yes. So I wanted to look for something. No, I think no. Then he had not gotten married yet, but now he's married with kids. So I was looking for work. I was going to schools. I was going to anywhere, cleaner. I had not gotten job yet. So at that time, I said, okay, since this man is sleeping with me, his elder brother is somewhere around Niger State, very close. That is the boundary of Abuja. So let me go. He's married. So let me go to them. I know I will have safety there. So when I got there, I saw that I didn't have safety there also. Any opportunity he have, even if the wife sends me to get something, even if it is in the next room, any opportunity he has, he will touch my breast. Any opportunity he has, he will just touch me. He will just drag me and hold me and kiss me. Say, you're a beautiful girl. I love you. I like you. I'll push him. So every opportunity, I was molested in that house. And I was like, God.
The fellow molesting you, was he aware that you had a child?
Yes, he knew it. He knew it. I was with the child there.
The child was with you in the house?
Yes, the child was with me there. The child was with me at the house. So every opportunity he has, if the wife goes to school or go to her working place, he will molest me.
Why didn't you leave?
So I didn't want to go back home because I felt home was not better for me. Let me just stay and look for something I would do.
Did you tell the wife?
No, I didn't tell anybody.
Is she, where is
she? The husband is late, but the wife is alive.
The man is late.
Yes, the man is late. And my elder brother dragged me to, because we are family friends. We are more like bloodly related because we stayed for a long time. We went for the burial and I was crying profusely in that burial. And people felt that I was crying for the dead, but I was crying for the pain that I never came to reconcile, to say, I forgive you or something.
Wow.
I was crying for that. And even up to an extent, because even at that time that those things were happening, I just felt that I was at fault. Why will I go to this place, I'll be molested, and I go to the next place, I am molested. I don't have peace in my home. So I just felt that, maybe something is following you, or maybe you are not doing, yes, maybe something is wrong with me. So I never took it as if it was their fault. So that was how I left his place to my auntie's place in Abuja. And when I was at my auntie's place, my cousin, rather, but because she's much more older than me, we call her auntie. I found out that when people come from her working place, they will also want to touch me. And so it was, I got to understand that it's like she was collecting something from them in exchange for them to come and have free, because she had never stopped anybody from touching me or something.
Were they doing that in her presence?
Yes, they do at her presence. So I had to run again from there when I found out that the elder brother of the person that pregnanted me was in Abuja. So I found my place to my way to his place. Yes. So I got to his place, and he's such a nice man. He's such a good person. So he helped me. I was with their baby, with my child. So he really protected me. He helped me, and he too then he was at the verge of a breakdown. He lost his business to scammers, but he was going to dig foundation for 400 naira per meters, and he will come. Whatsoever he made for that day, he will give to me, and I will go make food and we'll eat. And that was when his brother came. And that was why I went through all this story, so that I will go back.
Yes.
Because you asked a question that, as at what point did I forgive his brother?
Yes.
A lot happened after the first pregnancy that I had. So that was when his brother came and started professing love for me again.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
He came and started professing love. He liked me. He loved me. Now that I'm with his brother, we can make amends, and we started sleeping with each other again. And then because people who don't even profess love for me has slept with me, I felt that this one already have his child, and he's even telling me that he loves me. So why not? So I got pregnant the second time.
Again, for him.
I got pregnant first. But when he came back from school, because he was still in school in Bukuru in Jos. So when he came back,
He was in school the first time?
Yes.
Still in school the second time?
Yes, he was still in school. So I think then he went back for his HND.
Okay.
Yes, he went back for his HND. So when he came back this time, and I told him I was pregnant, he said, over his dead body, that I will suffer if I don't abort this pregnancy. I am going to suffer.
He denied it again?
He denied it again. So his brother said, I should not mind him. He is going to my village. So it happens that one of my auntie is married to somebody that is related to them.
Yes.
In my village.
Yes.
So the elder brother now called that woman and said, Patience is pregnant too, and we are coming to do the things. So he called me aside. He said he has heard his brother calling the village that we are coming to do things. You will suffer if you don't come and follow me. So I followed him. And we went and we aborted the pregnancy.
You did?
Yes, sir, I did. So we came back. When we came back, the brother now, I told the brother, I said, that pregnancy I've aborted it. The brother was angry. He said, why did you abort it? I said, but it's not you I'm going to get married to. It's your brother. And he has said, I was going to suffer. So.
Did he promise you that if you abort it, both of you, the relationship between both of you can work?
No. He never promised me that. He just said, if I keep the pregnancy,
you will really suffer.
That I will really suffer. So that was just what he told me, and I followed him and aborted the pregnancy. So fast forward to where I came back, and I was not that happy to stay there again, because the relationship with the elder brother was somehow now, yes. So the there was somebody in my village that already lives in Abuja. He has a house in Abuja, but he was living in the village. So when he heard that I was in Abuja, he was like, okay, I will help him to be supervising the house he's building. So I relocated to that place. So I was helping him to check the house. So I was like, okay, I can't stay like this. Okay, it was when I came to that village, I saw that there was a Friday market. So I went to that market and I saw that there was no gari, fish. So it was that man that gave me money. I started going to my village to bring gari and fish to sell in that market. So I was selling gari and fish in that market before. I had a very small radio where I hear news. So I heard on that radio that the Nigerian police wanted to recruit. Yeah, so that was the year 2000. So I dusted my secondary school certificate. Yes, and I applied. And I applied. I went in person because we were supposed to go in person at the command headquarters in Abuja. So I joined the line. I was very tiny. I was small. And at the end of the day, 2001, the results came out. So even when the results came out, I was at the market. I never knew that the results came out in August. So the people left in August. And that is why.
You found out in what month?
I found out in September. No, I found out late August. They had already gone.
My God.
Yes, they're already gone. And that is why anytime I look to my life, I know that I'm a product of God's mercy.
Mercy.
I can't but understand that it's God's mercy that has kept me and brought me this far. So there's a guy that we wrote that exam together. So he ran to the market and said, I went to the command, your name is out, and August had gone. But as God will have it, there was a lady that a policeman was visiting in my compound. So that man now helped me and I joined September intake. So that was how I joined. I got into the police force. So I went into the police force and I came out and I was sent back to my state. I was sent back to my state.
No, but not your village.
No, not my village. Not my village. So we're very far away from my village. So that same man that helped me said, no, I can't work in Kogi. So he now effected my transfer, helped me back to Abuja. Yes. And actually, my first point of call is Ilube division here.
Wow.
Yes, that I worked. So I was placed at the traffic division, and that same man came to meet my DPO. Said, no, this girl, she's very intelligent. You can't put her at the traffic division. So I was posted to the crime branch. That was where I started my job, and it has been all messy.
Are you still at the crime branch?
No, I'm not. I've scaled different branches like that.
You got married?
Yes. Before I got married, I got into a relationship while I was still in training.
Police training?
Yes, while I was still in police training.
Fellow police officer?
No, not a fellow police officer. I was going to my village and he gave me a lift. And when he asked, where was I from? I said I was from police college. And he said, he's this conventional police of those days. So, and when I told him I was going to see my daughter in the village, so he got interested because he's been married for some times without children. But later I got to understand that he had children from another woman before he got married. To the wife, and I stayed for 14 years without a child. So he got interested in me and we started a relationship.
As a married man?
Yes, we started a relationship.
Were you aware he was married?
I was aware. He told me he didn't have a child after 14 years of marriage. So we started that relationship, and that relationship went for some times. And when I will introduce him to my dad said, over his dead body, I can't get married to a married man. And that I should put my shoes in the wife's leg.
How would you feel?
That she has been married and she doesn't have a child. So how will I feel? So that was how we severed that relationship. Then, before we severed the relationship, I was at my station. We went to open a new station, and still in Abuja, I got to meet a man there. He was my tribal man, a very handsome man, came to do something at the police station. And when he saw my name, Patience Iyaku, and he said, what tribe I am? I said, I'm a Baggy lady. And he said, wow, he's interested in me. So we started a relationship again. So that one immediately promised me marriage. Immediately, he promised me marriage there and then. So I was like, thank God, at least I've gotten somebody to get married. And why I was even eager to get married was that my elder brother, who is our first son, was like, Pat, now that you have joined the police, there is this history that police women don't get married. You are a single mother and you are a police officer. So please be fast and get married. So, but something took my attention. I saw the ring finger of that man has a mark. So I told him, I said, it's like you are married. Yes. I said, it's like you are married. He swore to God that he's not married. This, that, and that. Say he's not married. And I said, it's like you're married. He said he's not. So I started that awareness got me. So I started doing my investigation. So one day, he has taken me to his house severally. One day I just went to the house without him knowing. And the first day I got to that house, the arrangement of the house made me understood that there is a woman in this house because the house was so arranged. It was too good to be a bachelor's house.
Hey,
yes, sir.
So there's a way bachelors are?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So,
I know some of them. I'll tag them here.
So on this day, I just went to the house and I saw a woman in the house. And I greeted her. I said, I'm looking for so person. I don't want to mention his name. So she said, that's my husband. And my mind did boom. I said, okay. And the kind of person I am, Remember, I forgot to put all this time, all these things I'm passing through. I was a church person.
All true.
All true. I have never left the church because that is what I grew up knowing. I have never left the church. So because of that thing in me, I just told her, I said, your husband is befriending me. And he told me that he's not married. Immediately I told her. I said, please, I am sorry. I'll never come to your house again.
You were a police officer even at that time?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hope she didn't pounce on you.
No, she didn't.
Man, she's still with an officer.
She did. So she didn't. So I left. And he came to the house. He has been calling. I'm not picking. And he just came to the house. And he said, patient, get ready. We are going to somewhere. I said, where are you taking me to? I said, I'm not doing again. So he said, no, don't just worry. Let's just go somewhere. So we went. I followed him with his car. Yes, with his car. So we went to Abuja Teaching Hospital. Then it was called Specialist, not University Teaching Hospital. So we went to Specialist and he just took me to a lab. That was where my blood was taken. I was asking him for what. He said, don't worry, just calm down. Yeah. So they took the sample of my blood and he just came back. When he came back, he said, patients, you're HIV positive. And I was like, no, it can't be. Why? I'm okay. I just felt in me that, because I say I know they do again. So that is why. So we left. And he never came to my house again. And that thing never occurred to me that, is this reality? Sir, it took me time for me to come to awareness of my life. All these things that were happening, I was not like aware. So that's passed. So as a police officer, I was posted for 2003 election. That is the Obasanjo election. Yeah. So the village I was living, I was attending Deeper Life because the churches, I was not getting what I want. The churches there were not giving me what I wanted. So at least I wanted where I would get the word of God. So I was going to Deeper Life. And there was a brother in my compound that finally became my husband that was also going to Deeper Life. But when I was there, before I joined the police, we don't have any relationship with him. The relationship we had was the church relationship. He himself was doing bricklaying or something like that, molding blocks then. So none of us were working when we were going to Deeper Life. So when they posted me to that village, I saw the guy. He was going to work. Then he had already become a uniform personnel too, but not the police. So he had become a uniform personnel too. So he saw me, said, Sister Pat, how are you? I said, I'm fine. He said, Anna, wow, are you married now? I said, no, I'm not married. He said, give me your contact. So I gave him my contact. So when I gave him my contact, we started talking. No, then I don't even have a phone. I don't have a phone. So he said, where are you living? I told him where I was living. Yeah. Yes. I told him where I was living and we're writing letters. There's a brother that was coming to church in Lugbe. So he will write letter, he will give to the brother to give to me. So I will write out. So that was how we continued until in 2004. So he said it was high time for him to take me to his people so that they will know me.
Take to the next level.
Yes, so that they will know me. So I said, okay. So we went to his place. It's from Ibadan. So we went to his place. So when we got to his place, I was welcomed. The hospitality was nice. Everything was okay. Until the day I wanted to leave because I was to leave before him because I was to do chief bridesmaid for one of my friends in Jos. So on that morning, I was served breakfast and he was seated. I was here. His elder brother that happens to be a pastor and has a church in Ibadan was also there. So he came around and he said, I heard you are married. I said, no, sir, I'm not married, but I have a daughter. He said, okay. But he wants to tell me that I cannot marry his brother. That we should go to Abuja and sever this relationship.
Who was saying that?
That's the elder brother, the step elder brother, because my husband happened to be the first son in his own mom, and his mom was the second wife. So I could not even dip my bread in the tea again when he said that. I froze. So he said, and in case I want to go on with it, there are two people in his church, he has told this, and they went ahead, and life has been miserable with them. So if I go ahead, life will be miserable for me. So I left there with tears. And right in the vehicle until I got to Abuja, I was crying.
How about the person you were with? What did he say?
He did not say anything. It was his elder brother. I'm sorry to say, no Yoruba people with respect. So he could not say anything. But as we left, he assured me, he said, don't worry.
Everything will work out.
Yes, everything will work out. The mom loved me anyway because he had stayed for like 9 years without coming home. So I was the one that was bringing him home. So the mom was very happy to see me. And she supported. So he was like, if my mom had supported my sisters, my siblings, who is my step. So that was how I came. And after the wedding, he came back and he came to the house. He came to my house in Lugbe. So on the verge of him telling me not to bother, I started crying. So he started petting me. Don't worry, it will work. From that petting, I don't know what happened. We slept with each other.
Wait.
And
you slept with each other?
Yes, sir.
Were you didn't say anything again about the HIV case?
No. I don't believe that thing. I did not believe it. I did not believe it. So we slept with each other, and
So
that's
let me ask you a direct question.
okay, sir.
Did you ever find out you were HIV positive?
Yes, I did. We'll get there. We'll get there. So that's thing that happened. I got pregnant.
This, both of you?
Yes.
This person?
Yes, I got pregnant. And then I was already in a church, established in a Pentecostal church.
Yeah.
And I was in the choir already. Yes, so I was like, I will not have another child though. I must abort this pregnancy so that I will do wedding. No. I will not. So he was like, no. That is the man now. He was like, no. So he told me that he was going to tell my elder brother because the person I was fooling was in Abuja then. So on this day, I was in church. I was in service in church. And the pastor, he's now a bishop anyway. So the bishop had finished preaching. And as he was going to his seat, he came back. And he said, there's somebody here. There were two prophecies because it was during December. He said, there's somebody here. He said the first prophecy. And the second one, he said, you are pregnant, you're a lady, and you want to go and abort it. If you do that, you will die. And the seat I was sitting on, it was as if the ground should open for me to enter. And I ran to my very close friend who was like my spiritual guide then. So I ran to her and I told her, I said, Mama, this thing that pastor said, I'm the one. She now said, glory to God. I should go and meet him quickly. I said, I will not go. I'm not going. So she said, no, people will not know. Just go and stand on the queue now. Maybe it's two prophecies. So just go. People are even going line up to go and see him. So I was on the queue. So I got there and I said, sir, this is me. So Bishop was like, Pat, you have committed sin and you want to go and commit a bigger sin. Oh yeah, what about the guy? Is he interested? I said, yes, he's interested. So yeah, go to the village and do the needful. So that was how we called my people, his people, everything. March 2005. I did normally you have to do the police marriage. So I went, I did the police marriage, everything we did together with him. And 2005, we went to do the introduction. But the dowry was not collected because in my culture, the Gbagi culture, once you are pregnant, they can't collect dowry. So they did not collect dowry from him. So that was how we did the introduction. And that very day we came back to Abuja and I started staying with him. Excuse me. So yes, at 7 months of that pregnancy, I lost the pregnancy. Yes, I lost that pregnancy. I lost that pregnancy at 7 months. So it was a tough one because I will have to be evacuated.
Yeah, definitely.
So it was very painful, even though it wasn't a new thing for me. But the abortions that I made was very young abortion. But this one now is something
real evacuation.
Yes, real evacuation. So I did the evacuation and I still came back to stay with him. But each time I raised the issue of him going to pay my dowry, he will wave it away. He will wave it away. So 2005, 2006, then was the awareness of HIV. Then what is it called? Awareness, jingles on radio and TV and television.
Yeah.
And one day he just said, this one that we did not even do all these tests before getting married. Let's go and do this test now. So I obliged. Sir, I will tell you that I did not even remember that first, because I didn't even put it at heart that something like that happened. So when we went, we were cancelled. This time it was more of a ART and this thing. So we were cancelled and everything.
As antiretroviral.
Yes, shop like that in the hospital. So we did heart to heart. In those days they called it heart to heart. So we did the counselling and everything. And my result was given to me alone and his was given to me alone. And the thing, what the counselor would always tell you is that it is left for you if you are willing to tell your spouse or not. And I was told that so many spouses don't tell each other and they go home to live like that. So, but in my case, I said, I can't keep it because that very day, the man will know because I will not get myself. So I told the woman that I'm willing to tell him that I am positive.
The result came out positive?
Yes, the result came out positive. So they called both of us. I told him, I said, I'm positive. And he said he was negative. I said, thank God, I have a child. So please, let's just sever the marriage here. Go your own. Because the education I have then, when HIV is coming, is that once you are positive, you can't have children. The next thing is for you to die, all these things. So I was just like, well, I have a child. Please, go your own. But he now told the counselor, he said, no, marriage is for better and for worse. That he cannot leave me. We should go home. So that was how we went back home. I cried. I wept. I said, God, I was asking so many questions.
As at then, you were already married with him?
Yes, I was already married with him. So we went and I registered for drugs and everything, and I started taking drugs. So fast forward again, the marriage was not that stable because he was not coming forth in his responsibility as the father of the house. So I was the one struggling to make ends meet in the house. Most time when I collect my salary, I bring on the table, I tell him this is my salary, this. So life wasn't easy anyway. So what now happened? So in 2013 now? In 2013 now. Yeah, so there was a time I found out that my daughter, I married him with my daughter now, the one I had. So I found out that anytime I bathe her, I see blood in her private part. So I was worried. So when I told him, he said, it's bilharzia, this river that we have in our community, that it must be from that river. Yes, to be an infection. So to cut the long story short, there was a day my daughter now told me that it was a guy where I normally buy CD plates. It was a guy that fingered her. So I was now like, why is it that I didn't see it when we were in Lube or up until now? It's after how many 2-3 years that I'm seeing this. So I went to arrest the guy. I went to arrest the guy. And I took him to my station. And, there was no evidence because time had elapsed. Time had gone, yes. Yep. So he was released. And I was angry that the police left him. Sir, after that, I left my job. I left the police. I stopped going to work. I stopped going to work. You were offended? Yes, I was offended. I stopped going to work.
Well, that's the way the Nigerian police system works.
So I stopped going to work. In her own case, there wasn't even any evidence. There wasn't even evidence because that girl was small and it was my husband that was putting what in her mouth. And a child can't lie. It is what the person is told. So they will ask her a question, and when it gets to a place that what he has not told her, she cannot say anything. And it was very obvious that somebody was feeding her with words.
Are you saying that there was a foul play, that it was not just that guy that was touching her?
It wasn't the guy. It wasn't even the guy at all. It was my husband that was sleeping with her. I'll get there. Yes, sir. So we did everything possible and I left my job. And to some certain extent, I saw that my husband was very happy that I left my job because he never for one day asked me to go back. He never even asked me that, why are you not going to work? Else, it was other of my colleagues that were calling me, Pat, come back to this job. You will need this job. You will need this job. So I was at home. So I started.
Let me ask a question so we can get clearer perspective.
Okay, sir.
Conjugal activity between you and your husband was still on?
Yes, it was still on.
You were on ARVs?
Yes, I was on ARV.
To step down the viral load?
Yes, sir.
Meaning that the conjugal activity in both of you was unprotected?
No, it was protected initially. And to make things clear, my viral load was high.
Yes.
My viral load was high because I wasn't sick. Nothing was wrong with me. It was high, but it was because of that pregnancy now.
Yes.
For the pregnancy not to suppress me,
yes.
So I had to be placed on ARV.
On ARVs.
Yes, I had to be placed on ARV. So those things happened, and I started business because there's something about me. I grew up in a home. My mom was a business person. She was working anyway, but after she had the twins, my dad had to stop her. And so anytime I have space, the next thing I think is the kind of business I will do.
I'm here with just one question on my mind.
Yes, sir.
What kind of woman am I interviewing? You have described things that each of these things you have described is enough to get someone to quit about life.
Yes.
And here you are describing it with so much strength, like it's nothing. How did you? Because my heart is beating fast, and I'm like, my God, is this a joke or what? You saw that with your daughter. Where did that leave you? How did you find out he was touching her?
Okay, where I came to find out was when I eventually went back to my work. I eventually went back to the Nigerian police.
Yeah.
Let me beat that details.
The process,
yes. Yeah. I eventually went back to work. I went back to work, and before I went back to work, my daughter was to go to SS1, and I wanted her to go to day school, but he insisted that she should go to boarding.
Are you saying he was touching her while she was in secondary school?
Yes, sir. He started touching her even before I had his first child in 2007. So I had her in 96, and he started touching her in 2007 when she was 11 years old. Even before I had his first daughter, I will come to know later, we're in the same house. And I was suspecting it. And I told my elder brother was like, this man that married you with a child and he's loving you, you are suspecting him that he's getting close to your child. So what will I do? So I just left it at that. Because their closeness was too much. And even when she was to go to SS1, I said, no, let her be in day school because I would like to watch her. He said no. And I came to understand years after that was when he now made his ways right with God, and he wanted her to be away for some time. That was why he was saying that she should go.
He repented?
That was what he told me then. So it was when I went back to the force, I was transferred to Kogi State. I was transferred first to Delta, and I did my transfer to Kogi State so that I'll be close to the children. So it was then that one day my daughter called me. She has been calling me anyway, that there's a guy that is very close to her. I think they finished secondary school together. No, they were in secondary school because then she had not finished. So this guy is close to her. I think he was scared that she was going to tell to that guy. So he doesn't want to see her with that guy. So
he reported her?
Yes.
Knowing fully well that she might tell the guy.
Yes. So he always reports her to me. And even herself, she'll say, anytime she's close to this guy, that the father is doing this, is doing that. So one day, he now told me that it's like the guy is sleeping with her. So there was this awareness in me that just came up, because I was suspecting this even before then. I just called her. I called her by name. I said, you are my daughter, and I am the one that raised you up. Is this man sleeping with you? I said, if you don't tell me, I will curse you. She started crying. She started crying. She said, yes, mommy. But he said I should not tell anybody. She started, I said, God, I'm finished. So what happened to me is now turning to happen to my daughter.
Let's get this perspective right. Your husband, that people are saying he is a loving man because he married you with your daughter.
Yes, sir.
That's the perspective out there.
Yes, sir.
Now, your daughter is confessing to you.
Yes, sir.
That he's been sleeping with her.
Yes, sir.
As at the time you found out, he's been doing that for many years.
I found out in, was it 2013 now? And has been doing that since 2007.
6 years.
Yes, sir. And sir, for you to know how I honor and reverence him, in 2006, I wrote a book, The Journey So Far. That is, the book was all about our journey on how I found out that I was HIV positive. But when I found out this thing, I could not publish the book again. But the manuscript of the book is still there. I wrote a book, and even the people in my clinic, the people I could confide in, that this was what was happening.
What year did you find out you were HIV positive?
2006. I got married 2005. It was 2006 I found out. I think in March 2006. So in 2016, 10 years, I wrote a book celebrating my 10 years as a discordant couple, because he was negative and I had negative children. So celebrating.
So meaning that the second child, the child you had for him, was after you found out?
I had 3 children for him.
And none of them are positive?
Yes, none of them are positive. So
I know many people don't know that that's medically possible, because the awareness about HIV is not that strong like before. You know, when you found out that, where did that leave you, the marriage with himself and all that?
Well, I was devastated. I cried myself out that day. And immediately I called my daughter. I think I sent her to a friend to get money for them to start coming to Lokoja with the 3 children. I cried, and because then I'd already gotten the last child, and even the last child, I was not so sure if the last child was his child. Let me explain that. Because it was that man I first befriended that has a child. He was the one that helped me go back to my job. And then when he was doing that, we were seeing ourselves.
So meaning that there was a case of infidelity on your
Yes,
part?
sir. So
did you tell him?
Yes, I finally told him, because I was this kind of person that I can't keep things in my mind for so long. So I found that it was devastating, and they came. I held my daughter, I wept. I saw myself as somebody that has failed.
Yeah, I get that.
Because I could not protect her. It was difficult for me. Then I was living in my father's house in my village, because I was working with the state CID.
Were you able to later confirm the paternity of the child?
No, till now we've not. I was working in state CID then in Lokoja, but after the child, I now did transfer to my village so that I could win the child very well. So even the people in my father's compound were coming to knock, because they were hearing my sob, the way I was crying. And my children came, and we stayed there. I went, I packed my things from his house, because I was like, this was the end of the marriage. So in his family, I have somebody very close to me who happens to be his younger brother. So I called him and I told him, I said, this is what has happened. He happens to be the youth leader of a church in Ibadan.
Who is the youth leader?
That is his younger brother.
Ah.
Yes. But for my husband, even I didn't mention that he was the one that normally do, what is it called now, when a pastor preach and they interpret for a very big pastor in Abuja in those days. A very big pastor who is still a big pastor till now. So he's the one that normally does
interpretation. Was interpreting in what language?
In Yoruba. He interprets in Yoruba.
Your husband is a Yoruba man?
Yes, sir. So we stayed, and I just started a fresh life again without a husband. I started a fresh life.
You left the marriage?
Yes, I left the marriage.
You took your children?
I took my children.
All of them?
All of them. And before I left, I called him that same evening. No, he was the one that called.
Are you not afraid that you are putting your status out there?
I'm not. In 2011, I was in US Embassy. I was the one that spoke in US Embassy.
Do you have a platform for awareness about this, where you strengthen those who are positive?
I don't have a platform per se, because right now I am jumping protocols. So though I will even get there, I stopped taking my medication since last 2 years. So by July this year, it will be 2 years. I
You
stopped
seem to
taking
be
my medication.
asymptomatic, that you don't manifest symptoms.
No, I just got to a place that I say, God, if you are God, I will not take these drugs again. You have healed so many persons in the Bible. And if you are really God, if you have healed those persons, it means that I can be healed.
But God gave the wisdom for medicine.
Yes, I know. I know that God gave wisdom for
Is
medicine.
this something you want to look into?
I know that God gave.
Do you have a word from God about stopping your drugs?
I don't
Because
think I
faith
really,
begins with a word.
I don't think I really
Or you're
have.
tired
There was a time I was tired and I went back.
of the ARVs.
Yes, but
They have
this
side
time,
effects.
yes, it does. It does. It does. But this time, I just believe that as a child of God, I can.
Okay,
do it.
enough is enough.
Yes, I just believe. So, as at that time, that person that was in his family that I love so much, I told him, and he prayed with me, and he told me that I can forgive him and go back.
Mm.
So, but I was not seeing that. Then I was in a reading church in Lokoja then, and my pastor, I told him parts of
Of the
what
event.
yes of what was happening to me, and he always pray with me. So in 2014, that my very personal person died.
Ah.
Yes, he died. He died of kidney issues. So when he died, I was like, even though many people has been calling me, even when we are away, people were calling me, there's a lady in the house, so wouldn't I come? Because that issue was no issue I could tell everybody.
Yep.
So, are you not coming? Somebody is at home. I said, don't worry. So I finally say, okay, since this person had died and this person had wished that I should go back to his brother, I went back on my own accord.
Mm.
So I went back to his brother. I said, I forgive you for what you have done for me. I forgive you. So that was how we came back. I did transfer back to Abuja again. And while I was in Lokoja, I entered into another relationship. That was when I started drinking, because I was tired with life. I was like, there is, what am I even serving God? There is nothing to continue again. But even at that this thing, it was in that 2014 that we did 100-day fasting. And I did that fasting. And I was just tired with life. I started living, I was drinking, I would go to bar and drink and all sorts like that. And I came back to him. When I came back to him, I said, I forgive you, because I know God. I don't want to keep doing what I'm doing. Please, can we make this marriage work? And he accepted. And for the kind of person I am, I now opened up to him. I said I was in a relationship, this, thinking that he too will now open up to me, but he never did. So we came back with the children. And one day I was at the kitchen cooking. I had this thing in me that whenever some things will just come. Something will just come. When something is biting me, if you check it, it is real. So I'm just seeing a pregnant lady, always a pregnant lady, and something is telling me I should ask my husband if he pregnated anybody. And I left the cooking. I went to the parlor. I said, dear, something is in my mind. And he knows me. He knows me that if I say something is in my mind, it don't happen. I said, did you pregnant any lady? Start up. He said, he was just confused. He said, yes. I said, where is the lady? He said, in his office. That the lady is waiting. The lady has even left. This. She's selling card. She's doing nowhere to be found. I lied down there. I stopped the cooking. I cried. I said, God, why me again? Why must it always be that there is a new thing after I'm finishing one season of, okay, maybe I'm entering into a new season? Because even if you go back to my Facebook in that 2014, you will see divine settlement that I posted. Divine settlement. So this one was another thing again. I started crying. I said, okay, I forgive you. That was in 2014 to 2015. So we're like a family. But that thing could not leave me. Whenever we have sex with him, even if he had left, I would lie down on the bed and I'll be crying because my daughter that he has molested is still in the same house with us. So that was where I got ulcer, because the pain was too much. After he had gone, I would cover my head with pillow. I will cry. I would say, God, have mercy on me. Father, have mercy on me. So that was how we continued. Until I wanted to celebrate my 40th birthday, because my mom died at 36 and I was already 40. And I was like, it's time to thank God. So I went to an orphanage. He said, I want to come and celebrate my birthday, and they obliged me. So I went there. Then I was doing network marketing, and it was on food. So I had a lot of foodstuffs, groundnut oil. I went there, and I went with materials. I taught the orphanage how to make soap, detail, many things. I taught them and I gifted them those things. But at the arrangement, at the preparation of that birthday, remember he has been transferred. All this while he has been transferred. He wasn't in Abuja. He was even transferred outside Abuja to the east. I was the one that walked Abuja. I said, I've come for us to work marriage. Now you have been transferred to the east. So I went to his headquarters, did the transfer, but he could not come back to Abuja. He was taken to Nasarawa, just the boundary between Abuja and Nasarawa. So we were preparing this thing. My daughter, everybody was preparing this thing. And I called him. Before that time, he stopped coming home. I told my pastor. Then we were redeeming the place we were going to. And when I came back, let me go back to when I came back from Lokoja.